Okay, so if you're getting this video, that means you need a little bit of extra help with learning how to find the surface area and volume of a triangular prism. The first thing you want to ask yourself when you're looking at a triangular prism is, what kind of triangles do I have for the ends of my prism? Do I have triangles that are all three sides the same? Do I have two sides that are same? Or do I have, in this example, which is the most complex example, are all three sides different? Okay, the reason that's important is when you find the surface area, there are going to be three rectangular sides of a triangular prism. And if your triangle has three different sides of measurement, then you're going to have three different shaped rectangles. So we're going to walk through this way. First, we're going to start with the triangle sides, or the bases. So here is one example, okay, of the side of a triangular prism. And we have two of those, okay? So this is a right angle right here. So we're going to see that the base is 3 and the height is 4. So the area of the two triangle sides is going to be equal to 2 times, now the formula for the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So it's 3 times 4 divided by 2. So that's, these two sort of cancel each other out, but if you go through this calculation, 3 times 4 is 12, divided by 2 is 6, times 2 is 12. So that's the area of the two triangle sides. Then we have the three rectangles. And I'm going to try to shade them for you so that you can see them. So let's start with this one on the bottom. Okay, so I'm hoping you can see that that rectangle, and sometimes it does help to shade them differently, that rectangle has measurements of 8 by 3, 8 by 3. So we're now adding the area of the three rectangular sides. Okay, and the first one is 8 by 3. The second one, which I'm hoping you can see, is this back rectangle. Okay, which I hope you can see is 4 by 8, or 8 by 4. So that's 8 by 4. And the final rectangle is this one right here. I'm going to highlight this one a little bit differently, just so it doesn't have too many overlapping colors. And I'm hoping you can see that that's kind of the front side. It's almost like this is a ramp that you're riding a bike over or something like that. But I'm hoping you can see that this rectangle is 8 by 5. So those are the three rectangles. So the first one has an area of 8 times 3, which is 24. The second one is 8 times 4, which is 32. And the third one is 8 times 5, which is 40. So when I add up those three, I get 24 plus 32 is 56, plus 40 is 96. And when I add those two together, the two triangle sides plus the three rectangular sides, I get a total of 108. And let's say this is centimeters, so it'd be centimeters squared. So that's how you find the area, the surface area of a triangular prism. Now to find the volume, a little bit different. For the volume, we need to know the area of one of the sides, okay, which is this highlighted side here in red. And that's going to be, so I'm going to write down the calculation. So that's the area of one triangle side. And we're going to multiply that by the height or length of the prism, of the triangular prism. Okay, so I'll illustrate that now. So here is one of the triangular sides. It's a 3 and a 4. So base is 3, height is 4. So the area of that triangle would be 3 times 4 divided by 2. And now we're going to multiply it by what is the height or length of the triangular prism, which is times 8. 3 times 4 is 12, divided by 2 is 6, times 8. So the volume would be 48 cubic centimeters. Now the way you have to look at the volume is, it's kind of like the area. If that were like a slice of the triangular prism right there, if you can imagine stacking slice after slice after slice after slice after slice until you covered this whole width, that's the reason that you have the area of one triangle times the height or length of the triangular prism to figure out the volume, okay? So in this example, you'd get 108 centimeters squared for the surface area, and you get 48 centimeters cubed. So now what I'd like you to do is take one of the examples that I've given you, which are going to be different numbers, okay? And I want you to work through the calculation. Remembering, you need to see, I'm going to have 2 triangle sides, and you need to spend a lot of time looking at your prism before you do the calculation. Do I have 3 different rectangle sides like I have here? Or are 2 of them the same? Or maybe, if you're lucky, maybe all 3 are the same. All right? See me with questions.